Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 versus the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Should you upgrade? So a lot of people have been asking me that big question. Should I upgrade from the Note 9 to the S10 Plus if I am a Note 9 owner? So let's tackle that question in this video by doing a careful analysis of what you gain to lose if you give up the Note 9, and also what you gain if you end up going to the S10 Plus. So the first thing I want to be talking about is, what do you lose if you give up the Samsung Galaxy Note 9? So the one thing that is very obvious is that you're going to be losing the S Pen. Okay, so if you are an S Pen enthusiast and you give up your Note 9, the S Pen is gone because the S10 Plus does not have the S Pen. So that is going to be one of the biggest deciding factors on whether you want to give up the S Pen for the S10 Plus. Okay, so that's one thing, the S Pen. The other thing you're going to be losing if you give up the Note 9 is going to be a real all-screen display that doesn't happen to have notches and holes. Okay, and on top of that, it is also one of the best smartphone displays on the market right now. There is an all-screen display, almost all-screen, with minimum bezel sizes, and it doesn't have a notch or a hole. Okay, so that's one other consideration. Now, personally, I don't care about that because I've put the Note 9 and the punch hole display side by side, and to be honest, the hole is not a big problem as far as watching movies. Now, as you can see on the screen, the hole is much less intrusive than an actual notch that you would find on the iPhone or the Google Pixel 3 or other smartphones that have notches. So for me, losing the all-screen display wouldn't be a big deal as much as the S Pen. Okay, but again, that's the second thing you're going to be losing, because some people are not going to like the hole. Some people don't like the notches. Some people don't care about the notches. Some people are going to love the hole, or don't care about the hole, or just hate the hole. All right, so based on that, you can decide whether or not an all-screen display is more important versus a whole screen display. Now, in my case, it's not a big deal. The only thing that I'm concerned about right now is the loss of the S Pen as I move from the Note 9 to the S10 Plus. Now, the third thing that you're going to be standing to lose if you give up your Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is going to be a much less important thing unless you use it all the time, and that is going to be the iris scanner. So the Note 9 has an iris scanner that scans your eyeballs to unlock your smartphone. Some people use it, some people don't. I use it as a combination with the intelligent scan that combines the face unlock and the iris scanner unlock together. So it is kind of important, but not too important, because even though you're losing that, you're also going to be gaining something else on the S10 Plus that I'm going to be talking about in a second. So that is the least important thing you probably are going to stand to lose. That is the iris scanner. All right, now let's move on to the S10 Plus gains. So if you get the S10 Plus, what are you gaining? Is it going to balance the losses on the other end? So quick summary though, with the Note 9, you're losing the S Pen. You're losing the all-screen display that does not have a notch or a hole, and of course you're using the, in my opinion, less important iris scanner. Now let's talk about the S10 gains. Now there are some obvious things with the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. The processor obviously is going to be newer. It's going to be a faster phone, but Note 9 is not a slow smartphone. And for many years, it's going to stay a very fast and able smartphone. But the basics, the obvious thing is a newer processor just means more speed. It's not the speed you need to continue using your phone to its full extent. It's just extra speed that comes with every new processor. Okay, so we're going to skip that. Let's talk about the in-display fingerprint sensor. So let's talk about the in-display fingerprint sensor that you are getting on the S10 Plus. This is going to be an ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor that is on the front of the actual smartphone, built into the display, which is fantastic. Now, personally, I prefer that over an iris scanner, over a Face ID system. Okay, I've always loved having a fingerprint sensor on the front of the phones, but then they were gone. They were moved to the back or to the side of the phone. I like to have it on the front, and that's what you're getting with the S10 Plus. So if that's something you've been looking forward to, that's something you've been thinking about, then it might be an important thing to have. It's a new and smooth and fast and secure technology, the in-display sensor, and it's better in my opinion than the iris scanner. So in that sense, you're getting a very good replacement for the loss of the iris scanner on the S10 Plus. So that's one. The other thing is that you are getting a new display that allows even smaller bezels, but with the same screen size. Both phones have the same screen size, 6.4 inches, 6.4 inches, and of course nearly identical screen quality. The S10 Plus is going to have a little bit better screen, but not by much, maybe by 10%. It's not going to be a deal breaker. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 still has one of the best displays on the market. But if you are into that whole look, if you're into the punch hole style look or the pill-shaped cutout look on the S10 Plus, then it's something to consider. Okay, it is a new technology. It is enticing. If you're a tech enthusiast, it might look very, very enticing. But again, nothing wrong with the Note 9's all-screen display or the quality of the display. All right, just keep that in mind. One small gain you're going to be getting on the S10 Plus is the dual front-facing cameras. I barely use the front-facing camera on my Galaxy Note 9, so the dual front-facing cameras for me is it's absolutely nothing. All right, so you may be like me, you may not care about the front-facing cameras. In that regard, the gain is almost zero in value. If you are into front-facing camera mania, then I don't know what you're going to do with two cameras. I think one camera is still enough to go nuts with the selfies. But if you want two cameras, if that's your thing, then that's one more thing you're gaining with the S10 Plus. On the rear, though, you are getting triple rear cameras on the S10 Plus, but you still already have two cameras on the Note 9. So in essentially, you're getting a net difference of one extra camera on the back of the S10 Plus. That is going to be a super wide-angle camera. So you're going to be able to take wide shots, as opposed to normally you have a standard wide-angle camera and you have a telephoto camera that allows you to zoom in and take portrait shots. You have those on the Note 9. On the S10 Plus, you have those, plus you have a third option, which is a super wide-angle camera, which is something that I would consider in an upgrade, okay? But again, if you're not a camera guy, if you don't take that many pictures with your smartphones, it's not going to be a big deal. Now, I do like photography. Obviously, I'm in the media business. I love cameras, recording, taking photos. So that third option, having that third option on a smartphone that I use on a daily basis is in fact enticing, and it is a super wide-angle camera. So those things look very nice when you actually take a photo with them. And there are two more things left that you do happen to gain with the S10 Plus. One of them is going to be reverse wireless charging. So you are going to be able to use your Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus to wirelessly charge another smartphone that supports wireless charging by attaching the back of each device together, as you can see in this photo. So that is known as the reverse wireless charging. And of course, you're going to be getting the Galaxy earbuds. That's something you're going to be able to buy. They're going to be wireless Samsung Galaxy earbuds. They are going to be able to charge just by putting them on the rear of the S10 Plus or the S10. Even if you're not going to be using it, it's nice to know that it's there for emergencies, for charging your friend's phone, or if you're listening to music using your wireless earbuds, you can charge them on the go using your phone. Okay, the Note 9 doesn't have this feature. It is not an amazing feature, but it's a feature that is now available on the S10 Plus. If I was personally, it's not a big deal to me. I wouldn't use this as a metric to upgrade. Not as important as having an in-display fingerprint sensor or an extra camera on the rear that has a wide-angle lens. And finally, one of the important things, again, for some people it's important, for some people it is not, is the new faster charging. So the S10 Plus is going to charge faster, both wired and wirelessly. But then you have to ask yourself how important that is, because it's not that important to have a phone charged 10 minutes faster than your old phone. So this one already has fast wireless charging, already has very fast wired charging, but the S10 Plus is going to topple that by 10 to 20 minutes. when it comes to wireless and wired. So that's something you want to consider if you're having trouble charging your phones on time. I have no problem with that. So that is, again, not a big deal for me to worry about. So let's summarize all the gains that you might get on the S10 Plus. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you an answer on whether or not you should upgrade from the Note 9 to the S10. I'm going to give you a clear answer. I'm not going to play around. But here's a summary. With the S10 Plus, you're getting an in-display fingerprint sensor, an all-screen, closer to all-screen display with smaller bezels but a hole. You're getting a dual front-facing cameras, which may or may not be important. You're getting triple rear cameras with a super wide-angle camera. And of course, you're getting reverse wireless charging and faster wired and wireless charging by 10 to 20%. All right, so those are the gains. What I want you guys to do is put the losses and the gains side by side and just make the decision and make a snap decision. You can say, no, I don't want to lose the S Pen. If I lose the S Pen, the gains are not balancing the scale for me. All right, that's how simple it is. For most people, for 90% of the people, maybe 80% of the people, you do not need to upgrade from the Note 9 to the S10 Plus, because like I said, most of the gains you're getting on the S10 Plus are not that important. The only one that is important for me is the in-display fingerprint sensor, and of course the extra rear camera that gives me a wide-angle shot. Now, if I was a consumer, I'm not a consumer, I'm a tech reviewer, so I'm going to have to get the S10 Plus. But if I was a consumer, here's what I would say. So I'm losing the S Pen, and in place of the S Pen, I'm gaining the in-display fingerprint sensor, and of course, I'm gaining the extra camera that I like. So in my opinion, the upgrade would not be worth it, also considering that the Note 9 already has a fingerprint sensor on the back that does work flawlessly, all right? So as a consumer, for 80 to 90% of the people, you are not going to need to upgrade from the Note 9 to the S10 Plus. You may want to upgrade. If you want the extras on the S10 Plus, you might be better off waiting for the Note 10 that is also coming in 4 to 5 months, all right? So that is my final analysis. And of course, I want you guys to let me know what you are going to be doing. If you have a Note 9, are you going to be upgrading? Okay, or if you're in the market to buy a smartphone, would you buy the Note 9 or the S10 Plus? In that instance, as a consumer, I might be compelled to buy the S10 Plus just because it is the newer guy on the block, and then I don't have any experience. If a consumer has no experience with the S Pen, then it's hard to understand its value, okay? So in that instance, I would just go with the S10 Plus. So anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe to SAKITECH and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, I'm going to be back with a full and complete side-by-side comparison of the Note 9 and of course, the S10 and the S10 Plus. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. So for now, have a fantastic day.